Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today we are going to do 5 more things that I hate about owning a local game store. I do own Game Grove in Hurricane, West Virginia. The first video I did a couple months ago got 100,000 views. It's my most viewed video on this YouTube channel. So they say to double down on the things that work well. So here we go, 5 more things I hate about owning a local game store. There is another video, 5 things I love about owning a game store, because I do love this. I just think it's fun to talk about the things that are good and the things that are bad. So if you want to go watch either of those videos, I'll leave them in the comment section below. But just to get it out in front of a lot of the comments, I do love owning a store. I love this, and I'm not just complaining about it. I'm just having conversation about it because it's fun to talk about. And I know a lot of people, if I look at the comments in the last one, a lot of people really resonate with this content. Either you own a store, or you've thought about owning a store, or you know that somebody owns a store, or you know somebody who owns a store. And so this content's fun, and it's good to know. I just want you to know I do love my job, every part of it, even the UPS. All right, so thing number 6, but really number 1 for this video of things I hate about owning a local game store is faking it for a new set / like the release cadence, particularly for Magic and really for Pokemon now, of not really getting to know something. And this has been a common problem for Magic the Gathering that's been discussed by a lot of YouTubers, a lot of conversation on the podcast. We've talked about this. But from a game store owning perspective, I don't really get the ability to hate a set. I can't. It just doesn't work. People look at what the game store owner says, and that dictates what they do. And I don't want to give people bad opinions or bad advice. I'm not out here being like, Murders at Karlov Manor is a great set. I'm not like, we're not there. I'm not lying to people. But as an owner who also has to buy product and have things in stock, I can't just poo-poo a set. I can't just I can't make something, I can't be like, this set sucks, don't buy it. I have to have some semblance of excitement for literally every single thing that releases, whether that be Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. I can't just be out there negative on something, because I have a business to run. I have to make sure that that product moves and sells and goes on the way. And so a lot of the times I can get out ahead of it by ordering less, so I have to be less excited about a product. I don't have to worry about it. Like Murders at Karlov Manor, I didn't have to worry about, right? Like it was just like a set that came out, it did bad, I didn't say anything about it, I didn't really talk about it. But if I had really gone too hard on that, I would have had to run more drafts and get people excited to play. And it's just one of those things. When you have a release cadence of every single couple months, every month really for Magic, there's a new set, you have to be committed to the idea of exciting people about things that they might not be excited about. And also, let me just say, the internet is way more negative about a lot of those things than local communities tend to be. So it's not as polarizing as it might seem on the internet. But I have to be a champion of every single thing that we sell here in the store. I have to make sure that things move forward. And so I don't get to wallop, is that a word? I don't get to wallow in the negativity of a set as much as I would like to, because some of the sets I just don't enjoy for myself. But if I have to remember that sometimes other people enjoy the sets for reasons that I don't. That was the case for Murders. And so I have to find my way to looking at the positives that other people see and ignore some of the negatives, unless it's a direct conversation, if that makes sense. All right, thing number 2 that I hate about owning a local game store. This one was left in the comment section a lot of why didn't you say this? And I was like, oh, that's actually fair. Is hygiene and the smell. That doesn't bother me that much as having conversations about hygiene and smell in the bathrooms. One of the things that I always wanted was an LGS that had a clean, nice bathroom, and that is something that we work really hard here at Game Grove to have. We do get comments all the time that our bathroom is nice and clean. That is a constant struggle, and it sucks to have myself or employees or whatever constantly cleaning nasty bathrooms of which people do not know how to interact. It's amazing how poorly people treat a public space that is a huge space for the community. It's disgusting how poorly people treat shared spaces. This isn't something I'm new to. I knew that going into owning a business. I knew that going into owning a local game store. I was an RA in college, so it was a shared bathroom, like a community bathroom. So I'm well aware of the way that was. But man, it's gross. And so for me as an owner, one of the things that I try to do is have conversations. And I know a lot of people aren't there. They don't like having those conversations with people because it's awkward. But what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna use a name. I'm gonna use my own name. Hey, Louie, can I talk to you over here? And I pull him aside. And we go in the back room. And I just say, hey, man, here is a stick of deodorant. I literally have in the back room a bunch of deodorant, of new fresh sticks of deodorant, and I literally give people deodorant who smell. I say, you don't smell great. Here's some deodorant. Make sure you're using deodorant. And usually 9 times out of 10, actually 99 times out of 100, that conversation is met with appreciation. And thank, it's a good conversation to have. It works well for the other person. They are thankful. Very rarely does somebody get offended or something like that. So I don't love those conversations, but those are one of the conversations that you have to have. It baffles me, honestly, that adults, we have to have that conversation. But that's where we are. And then the bathroom, I don't know. It drives me nuts that we have to people like, I want to save you the grossness for the video, but people do not take care of public spaces, which is certainly something that I hate about owning a store. All right, number 3 is a personal one. I hate that I don't know more about business. This is something I know, comment section, I know I can learn this, I can practice this. The problem is I am spending so much time keeping up with every Magic the Gathering and Pokemon set that I don't have time to figure out the business loopholes. I wish that I knew more about business and about the loopholes that exist to allow this whole thing to run more effectively and efficiently and more profitably, because I know they exist. And over the last 3 years of owning a store, I've found some of them and I've identified some of them to make life better and to make the store more profitable and that kind of thing. But I know that had I had more foresight into starting this business, there could have been a lot of ways that I were to set it up to be more profitable. And I wish I knew those. Like, I wish I was I wish I had time and energy to become a better forward-thinking business owner, rather than just the day-to-day grind of owning a local game store. The problem is I really, really enjoy grindy day-to-day business. Like, I really like when we have a big collection. You guys saw a collection video this past week. We bought a $20,000 collection. I really enjoy that. I'm not a savvy business guy. I'm a decent salesperson. I'm good at making something out of nothing, but I'm not like a suit and tie savvy business guy. And I know, and it frustrates me. The thing I hate is that I know that if I was good at that, it would be beneficial for the community. It would be beneficial for the business. It would be beneficial for the whole thing. But I'm just not there. I'm just not there as an individual. So I don't know. I know that there's partnerships with people that would provide that. I'm not super interested in that either. So I don't know that, but not knowing the nitty gritty, how to save money here and there, and what to do with, loans and all that stuff. I know that if I knew how to interact with like a business loan, I started this whole thing with $10,000 that I got off of selling some camera equipment from I had a photography business. I sold my camera equipment and I started a game store, and it's grown into this thing. I took out 0 business loans and that kind of thing. And I know that if I wanted to propel this to a really big level, I would need to do that. But I'm just not interested. Anyway, that not knowing the loopholes in the business side, I think is it's hard. It's different when you own a business to know that those things exist and that other people are taking advantage of them, and that you don't have that knowledge or that skill set or that risk level to do that. So that one's the third one for me. The fourth thing I absolutely hate is, will you match this to an Amazon product? Will I match a price to an Amazon product? And let me just say, we talked about friend discounts and stuff like that in the previous video. There's a lot of good feedback about that. It's funny, you guys. I'm not going to defend. There was less negativity given to that than I wanted there to be. It's not as negative as a thing as it exists. It's fun. I get it. My friends and I are all great. I love everybody at the store. Anyway, the Amazon matching thing is wild to me. I'm okay with, like, if you bring me a price from another game store in the area, 100% okay with matching that. That's like, to me, that's like a pretty common thing that happens across the board on all businesses. I'm okay a little bit if you're like, hey, here's an online local game store. Will you price match them? To some degree, I'm okay with that, especially for regular customers, especially that I sell stuff online. So like there's an element of my business that I want to make sure my prices are pretty competitive and like I'm okay with that. But when you ask me to price match to Amazon, I have a couple responses for you. Number one, are you going to be invited to Jeffrey Bezos' house to go play? If you are, then absolutely. If Jeff Bezos is inviting you into his space to play Commander at his table, his kitchen table, for 4 hours, and then to go piss all over the floor in his bathroom and not clean it up and to not wear deodorant, then sure, you can go play at Jeffrey Bezos' house. And I'll price match that to make sure I'm competing him. But in the reality is, like, you're using our space, you're using our energy, you're using our resources. Jeff Bezos, you're not using Jeff Bezos' stuff. And Amazon matching, to me, seems a little bit extreme for a local store who is providing you a place to play. The other side of that is that you don't know what you're going to get from Amazon. When you come into my store and you buy something, it is an official product from distribution. It's been in my possession the entire time. I know it's going to be exactly what you want. And you have somebody who's knowledgeable and understands the product really well, who can help you figure out what to buy. Amazon, if you've seen the horror stories on Reddit and online and whatever, sometimes you can get what you want at a really great price. Other times it's a complete shot in the dark. And so for me to price match something that has a more than zero, a higher than 0% chance of being not what you ordered or not what you're price matching is hard for me, and it doesn't work. And so the Amazon price match thing, I think, is a little bit crazy. I'm okay with, if you want to, an older product and you want to price match off of like eBay sold listings and that kind of stuff, that's fine. We'll talk about that. We can have those conversations. Frankly, a lot of the times that's helpful because there is product that, Murders at Karlov Manor. We'll just keep using that. I would sell you Murders at Karlov Manor if you wanted to buy volume at eBay prices. Yeah, sure, let's do it. But Amazon price, asking for an Amazon thing, that one drives me nuts. All right, and here's the last one, and this is kind of tied to that. But the last one, that thing, I guess thing number 10 that I hate about owning a local game store is distribution, raising the prices and bundling with other things. And this one, I don't know, a lot of people in the comments always tell me that this is illegal. I definitely don't think it's illegal because they all do it and they do it all the time. But when a set is really popular, this week we had Bloomborough. Bloomborough, really popular Magic the Gathering set. And when a set is really popular, initial release happens, there's like a window, and as a store, you're like, I gotta buy more, because you know that when a set's popular, and this is what happened this week, they raise the prices significantly. We're talking like 10%. And if you remember from the last video, when your profit margins are 20 to 30%, and they raise the cost 10%, all of a sudden that you have to raise your prices. And then that affects people in the store. And I just want to make 25%. That's all I want to do. I don't want to make you pay more money for something. But distro raises the prices on us for things that, like, I don't know. Maybe if I was a YouTuber that worked at a distribution, I would be complaining about Wizards raising the price. I don't know that world. I don't know if that's actually happening. I'm guessing it doesn't. I'm assuming it doesn't. But distro raising the price on stores for product that is hot, it sucks, man. It sucks. And then they bundle it. I mean, this past week we had a bundle with Pokemon, and I mean, you had to buy all of this. I mean, $2,500 worth of crappy Scarlet and Violet era ETBs and things like that. And in that bundle, you got like two things of 151 booster bundles. And it's like you have to do all this work to get this one product that actually sells. I get it, like distro has to move things too, but as a retailer, it makes it like impossible to restock hot sets. It makes it really, really hard to keep the hot popular things restocked. And I guess I wish that the way that it worked is that they just ordered more of the hot thing and less of the other thing, but they probably don't have that ability either. But navigating that is very difficult. And that's my least favorite. That's one of my least favorite things about owning a store is that when you have this hot product, they inevitably raise the price. And it's like, you finally win. You finally get this win as a store where you can buy a product and it sells quickly, and all the other thing is effort and a lot of work and back and forth, and you're grinding, you get this one hot product that works really well, and then they take it away from you. And it's like, it makes it some days, it's like, man, what's the point? Like, what's the point of doing all this? What's the point? This is why I say on the channel all the time, I'd much rather buy singles. Having an avenue of singles coming into the store consistently is way more beneficial for me as a store owner than relying on distribution to have product and to buy product or whatever because of the games that they play. I don't have any games that get played. I have a buy rate on singles. We buy the singles, we sell them, we have our profit percentage. The math is really easy. The math makes a lot of sense and the ecosystem works really well. Whereas at distribution, you just don't know what curveballs you're gonna get. You just don't know what's gonna happen with the product and that kind of thing. So those are 5 more things I hate about owning a store. I just wanna say again, I love owning a store. I actually had to work a little bit more difficultly to find 5 more things, but I wanted to do another video because it was a lot of fun. Hearing you guys' comments in the comment section below, really enjoyable to hear from other game stores. To have pushback, there was a ton of pushback about EPS in the last video, which is funny. I answered some of the questions in the comment section. I'm not gonna get into it, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want to. I'm not gonna do 5 more things I love. Simply you guys didn't like the video as much. And I just wanted to do a follow-up on this one. If you do want to support the store, you can shop at gamegrove.gg. You can also join the Discord server at KitchenTableTCG.com. That is the YouTube channel Discord server, where I do have some opportunities for you to be supporting the channel as well. $5 a month is a Blue Wizard tier. The Gold Wizard tier is $20 a month, and it gets you access to the pricing from distribution for me. So we work as like a little intermediary to distro, and you can order things and we'll ship it to you. It's pretty great. So hopefully you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and remember, support your local stores. Those of you who do attend and go to stores, if you don't play in a local store, then sure, buy on Amazon, buy at gamegrove.gg, buy wherever you want. But if you do go to a local store, if you sit on their table, if you sit in their chair at their table, if you hang out, if you use their bathroom, if you use their energy, support your local store. Even if you have to pay a little bit more, it's worth it to have that community. Have a great day, people. Be kind to the people around you.